Hello, and welcome to my channel. My name is Jonathan Cohn, and today I have a book news video talking about all of the news from YA book announcements to science fiction and fantasy book announcements and reveals, as well as some media tie-in fiction information and book announcements as well. So I have 4 great stories to talk with you about today. 2 of the stories you might have heard about in other people's reporting, but I want to provide my perspective. And then 2 of the stories have not been covered at all. One of them, literally just today, I think I found out about it. So let's go ahead and dive into the news. Our first piece of news comes from the Hunger Games universe, where Suzanne Collins has announced that she has a brand new book titled Sunrise on the Reaping, which will release in March of 2025. This is a book that is set during the second quarter quell. This is the Hunger Games that Haymitch competed in. And this book, as I mentioned, releases in March of next year. But what's also cool about this is that it also has a release date for the movie that is attached. They will also be producing a movie at Lionsgate, which will be released in November of 2026. And I just wanted to say, first of all, that it is incredible that we have an author who has such a strong book presence that when Suzanne Collins announces the book, before pre-sales have happened, before anything's happened with the book, it already has a movie deal behind it. I know that Michael Crichton had this with some of his projects like Jurassic Park, but I don't know of any other author who, with this book and also with, I think it was Suzanne Collins's Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, can just instantly get the movie deal before the books even come out. Because usually you want to test the book, you want to see how it did sales-wise, but they must be very confident about this book. I'm quite excited because I'm interested in the second quarter quell. I'm excited to read about Haymitch as a younger character, and I quite enjoyed the Hunger Games books and A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. So because of that, I'm really interested to see how this turns out. We don't have an official cover yet. All we have is the kind of temporary cover that they've shown us, but the book comes out in March of next year, and I will be reviewing it once it has released. Our second piece of news comes from Baen Books, which is where the final book in Timothy Zahn's Icarus saga has been announced. We've already known the title of the book. In fact, Tim actually revealed the title on my channel when I interviewed him back in last September. But he announced that the final book will be the Icarus Coda, and it is now scheduled on Amazon for release January 7th, 2025. This is a quick turnaround for the series. For those of you who do not know, the first book, The Icarus Hunt, was released in the 90s, and then he decided to come back in the 2020s and decided to write a full series behind this. And he wrote The Icarus Plot, which released in 2022, and then we had, starting in December of last year, December of 2023, now through January of 2025, so that's about a 14-month period, Timothy Zahn will have released 5 Icarus novels. 5 novels in 14 months. That is a prolific and fast release rate. Now, it is possible that, it's not possible, I know that these books were all written during COVID, so he's been writing them for a long time. It's just that a lot of them got released now. But it is absolutely interesting to me that they would release them so close together. Baen must have incredible faith in his writing and in his sales. But I think this is great news for him, and I'm really interested to see what the book provides and what the cover provides, because the covers for this series by Dave Seeley have been terrific, and the last cover that we got, which is for the Icarus, I want to say it's like Icarus Legacy or something, has a really interesting idea behind it. So I'm really excited to see where this series ends. And Icarus Coda, as far as I know, is the final book in the series. Our next piece of news comes from Simon & Schuster's Gallery Books, where James Swallow has announced he has a new Strange New Worlds novel titled Toward the Night. And we already have a cover for this book. And the cover looks like this. And this book is scheduled to release in April, in hardcover in April 2025. First of all, James Swallow is a terrific Star Trek author. I've loved all the books I've read by him, so I'm excited to read more James Swallow books, and I'm sure he'll do a great job with this one. And I'll probably interview him on the Literary Treks podcast. However, this is really weird because we know that Una McCormack also has a Strange New Worlds novel coming out in November of this year, of 2024. Which comes out probably about like 5 months, 6 months earlier than James Swallow's book. And we don't have a cover reveal for Una's book, but we do for James's book. That is just really curious to me why Simon & Schuster would reveal the cover of one without the other yet. That's just an odd choice. But anyway, I'm excited to read both books, but I'm really excited to read James Swallow because he's got a good track record with Star Trek books. But our final piece of news is that Brandon Sanderson has indeed finished Stormlight 5, Wind and Truth. The book has had a release date for December of this year, 2024, and it looks like it will actually release then. And this news comes to us from Brandon's Twitter feed, which reads as follows. Finished the last interlude today at 5:21. That is a wrap. Wind and Truth, Book 5 of the Stormlight Archive is finished. Tomorrow morning, I'll hand it off to the proofreading and copy editing team. 491,000 words. The first file I have in my folder for this was dated March 2021, though active writing started about a year after that. So 2 years and a few months spent writing on this full time, with another year of working on the outline. Feeling great about this final version. See you all December 6th. The book is finally done. And I am so excited to read this. This is probably going to be one of the most anticipated books of the year for most people. And Brandon Sanderson is just my favorite author, and he's doing great. The fact that this is 491,000 words probably puts it as one of the longest single novels ever, because previously, I think books 2 and 3, or maybe 3 and 4 of the Stormlight Archive were at the physically largest that they could produce it without splitting it into multiple volumes, and they had to find a way to make those size work so that they could actually publish it. So I'm really curious to see how they figured it out to publish this all as one volume. And I'm curious, are there any novels that actually are 500,000 words that didn't get split into 2? I'm really curious about that. But this is big news. The book is done. He's already started working on other projects now, and I am just so ready. I think so many people are ready. And the fact that he turned in Stormlight 5 before George Martin could turn in Winds of Winter is not surprising, but it is disappointing. But that is some great news that we have Stormlight 5 now. Let me know in the comments what you think of any of these stories. I am pumped for all of these books. I am really excited to keep on reading new releases as well as old releases, which I continue. And were there any other book announcements that happened in June that you were really interested in? Let me know all those thoughts in the comments section down below. And until next time, I'm Jonathan, and thank you for watching.